So welcome everybody at the first floating farm in the world. It's a floating dairy farm and we have 40 cows on it, and they produce about 20 or 25 liters per cow. And the idea is that we are as much as self-sufficient and sustainable and animal friendly as can be. And we have one farmer and two persons who process the milk. So we process our own milk and we make milk, buttermilk, butter, cheese, yogurt and strained yogurt. So a great variety of products, and we sell it in our own shop, but it also goes to the city of Rotterdam, to the city dwellers. But we also sell our manure because they can use it for their balconies or their small gardens, and it also goes to the tree nurseries in the city. So you see, sustainability and circularity is very important for us. Though we have also a floating solar panels, we collect rainwater on the roof, we purify it downstairs, and it's drinking water for the cows. So circularity is one of our priorities, and that's why also more than 60% of the feed for the cows comes from the city. Why? From the city? Yes, indeed, because we use old bread from the bakeries, we get from the food bank a lot of vegetables, and also, for example, there is a beer brewery next to us, and the beer broth goes to the cows. So we upcycle kind of these residual products from the city. It soaks up the manure 24 hours a day. Yeah, people always ask us why on the water. Well, there are several reasons actually. The amount of arable land is decreasing, so we have less and less arable land, and that's why we have to take a look at new opportunities. So that's why we start farming on the water. The other thing is, when you start near to a city, you have more kilometers to drive with the food. So that is more sustainable, of course. So we produce locally and also consume locally. So less kilometers, less miles with the food. And the other part is to create awareness at city dwellers, because they have no clue how much love and energy the farmer needs to give to the cows, and before they can drink a lovely glass of milk or yogurt or whatever. And actually there is another reason, what we see over here, that a lot of people like to become part of the floating farm family. It's also a kind of social thing, because they really like the sustainable way we start farming, and they really like to help us. So we have a lot of volunteers. They go around with the dairy, and they also help the farmer, and they really love to be part of the family. So that's the social impact too. Yeah, actually the stable or the farm is highly automated. So what you see, there goes around a manure robot. It soaks up the manure 24 hours a day, and then it drops it into the manure separator. And so we have the dry part of the manure and the urine part. And the dry part we sell to the city, and the urine part we take all the fertilizer things. Also we have a milking robot, and the cows go there by themselves, and they also like to go to the brush over there. So they really are free to go whatever they like, and normally when the field is dry, they also have free choice to go out of the small field.
Yeah,
The
it's
tail.
just like enjoying, you know?
Yeah, but they really love it because also on the back scratching and but I haven't seen this before. Kom dan maar lekker binnen. Pak ik zeg het maar even. Stop. Het is wel, ziet er niet zo altijd uit, maar het is wel heel erg.
Great. And you also like to buy eggs?
We now start a project with a second floating farm. It will be next to the dairy farm, and it will be with vertical farming, so with vegetables and herbs. And we do have a lot of visitors from all over the world over here. They are very interested in the concept, and when they come in they are a little bit hesitating, but when we tell the story and when we tell about the impact of this farm and the smaller footprint of our products, they are really interested. So I think this floating farm, this first floating farm in the port of Rotterdam, it will have a great impact in the agriculture sector. And to illustrate it, I like to mention that a Chinese newspaper, they wrote that the floating farm is like a iPhone in the agriculture sector. So I think that's a good one to end this story. Food bank.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it all goes to the cows. So what we see, there are more and more organizations knocking on our door, and they want to give the rest products to us. So the amount of feed coming from the city is growing per month.